Welcome, welcome. My name is Yazil, and this is Heal and Reveal channel messages. Happy new moon in Leo. Yes. Shout out to all my Leos. I am a Leo sun sign, so I'm very excited about this energy. I'm very, very excited. How are you all feeling? Are you feeling the collective energy? Are you feeling the pull, the call to rise up, to step into your power, to be free, right? To be free of the chains of what other people think, stepping into your power, stepping into your authority, rising up and going against the grain, right? The Leo is bold, courageous, confident, will take action, will speak truth, will live by truth. At least those are all the higher energies of the lion. These are the energies that we are tapping into. Not being shy, being confident and bold and courageous, to be brave, right? To do things that you didn't think you were able to do. That is how we can harness the power of the Leo at this time. Today is the new moon in Leo, so I wanted to tap in with the energy as I got into the message, or just asking Spirit to guide me in what this message will be centering. The Leo energy was strong. I had the Sun card show up. Authority, autonomy, stepping into your power, knowing who you are, liberation. These are all the cards that was showing up. So those have shown up, and I know that is the heightened sense of this energy. But today we are going to do something different. I have all new decks here besides my favorite deck, which is the Ancient Egypt Oracle deck. I have some question cards. So I'm going to pull some question cards and see what are some questions that may be in the collective and see how we can answer them. I have a lot of Oracle decks here, so there's going to be a lot of in-depth messages to give you more support on this journey. When we get brave and we get bold and we take new actions and we try new things and we set boundaries and step into our power, it takes a lot of strength, but it also takes a lot of self-belief and self-love, okay? So if you're on the journey of finding out who you are, learning your spiritual gifts, stepping into your identity, learning how to love yourself, breaking away from karmic relationships and cutting toxic ties, you are in the right place, because that is what this channel is centered around. Before we get into it, we are going to affirm our protection and affirm that this is a safe space, and just open our space up for clarity, for protection, and for peace. Most kind and gracious divine, we thank you for giving us the strength, the ability, and the life force to be present today. We thank you in advance for the messages that will come out of this reading. We just affirm and ask that we are able to receive the messages, to hear clearly, to see clearly, not only with our physical eyes, but our spiritual eyes, that we be able to take in what is for us and leave what is not. We thank you in advance. And we open up this space to our guardians, our ancestors, our spirit guides, all aligned on the path of our love and our highest timeline for our growth and our ascension. Any energies, motives, or intentions, or spirits that are not aligned with love, light, and our highest good, we cast them out now. And we thank you. Ashe. All right, so I've already cleared all these decks, and we are going to, and I've cleared the space with sage. I also have some frankincense burning, so we are going to get into it. Okay. All right, I hope this message is finding you feeling well, feeling good, feeling confident, right? It has been some tough energy that we had to get through, a lot of shedding and digging deep. So once we get past all of that, we're being called to step into our power, okay? So let's see what questions want to pop out today. We'll start the reading off with a question. Ooh. Okay, this is not even a question. This says present. Okay. So let's be in the moment, be in the now. Okay, so these won't all be questions. There's a variety of things here. Okay, this is a new deck. I haven't looked through it or anything, so we will see what wants to show up. All right. Okay. Says, what would be beneficial for my physical wellness? All right. I love this because what would be beneficial to my physical wellness? That's definitely Leo energy in the present. So this is already talking about your wellness, right? Because the lion is bold, courageous, takes action. Spirit is already asking, what do you need to do to be in your optimal health, right? What do you need to do to be physically strong, to have your temple, your body in a good condition? A lot of times we are manifesting our dreams, we are manifesting our desires, we want all this success and finances, but without the wealth and the health of our bodies, we will never be able to obtain any of our dreams. Okay, so this is asking, what would be beneficial for my physical wellness? Do you need to start working out? Do you need to start eating healthier? Do you need to drink more water, right? What does your body need to be at its optimal health to get you where you need to go in this next stage? Okay, a lot of times when we are in toxic relationships and karmic ties, we neglect our bodies to the max. We eat a bunch of junk. Sometimes we indulge in addictions and things like that. So this is asking, how and what will you do to get in your perfect physical health? Okay. Then this is saying, what is preventing me from quality sleep? Okay. What is preventing me from quality sleep? Another thing, if you're not sleeping, if you're not taking care of your body, getting the proper rest, how will you be able to function? How will you be prepared for the next stage? How will you manifest your desires, right? If you're an entrepreneur or you have some goals and dreams and things you want to accomplish, if you're not sleeping good in the present, if you're not eating good, if you're not physically fit, how will you get any of those things? And I love this because it's taking things to a deeper level, right? A lot of times we stay on the surface and we just think about the dream. We think about the goal, but we also need to think about the vehicle, which is our body, right? That's going to get us there. All right, we'll take one more for this. I love this. Okay, this is a lot of them. Let's see. Okay, so this is a lot at once. Okay, so let's do it again. I'll do it again and get one more. All right. What can I do to improve my financial situation? All right. What can I do to improve my financial situation? So I love this energy coming out already because we are in the present moment. Okay. In the present, Spirit is asking you to look at what you need to do to improve your finances, your physical, and your mental, which revolves around your sleep. Already I'm getting mind, body, soul here, right? What do you need to do to take care of you? Okay. Yes, we're talking about standing in your truth and stepping into your power. But without the energy, without the health, without the vitality, it's impossible. Next, what I can do to improve my financial situation, this is tapping into your gifts, tapping into your skills, your abilities, right? If you are an entrepreneur, if you're a creative, an artist, everybody has gifts, skills, and talents, right? And these gifts, skills, and talents are attached to your abundance. And a lot of times, if you are trying to heal from toxic relationships or heal from different types of wounding, you are blocked creatively, which could affect your finances. You're blocked physically because you can be in a state of sickness or unhealthy or low energy. Mentally, you're not sleeping well, a lot of anxiety, nightmares even, right? All these things, if you're experiencing any of these things, these are the things that Spirit wants you to look at in order to improve, right? Because that is the ultimate power. I think our health is our greatest sense of wealth. Okay. And also I'm hearing if you have some great creative ideas, if you have a business plan, write down your business plan. It doesn't matter if you have the money to start the website or to pay for the ads or any of those things. Write down the business plan, write down the ideas, right? If you're currently working a 9-to-5 and you know that your money is fixed, you get the same paycheck every 2 weeks, and you want more because you know you deserve more, you know that you are stepping into your power, you're stepping into your authority, you're starting to realize that you're worth more than what this job may be able to give you, start thinking about how you want to expand. Don't think about what it's going to take. Just start with writing it down, getting it out your head. A lot of times, the most genius people have the most genius thoughts, but they stay in their mind. The power of writing it down is tremendous, okay? One thing I'll say also is that on this channel, I will always do my best to not only give you messages, but give you instructions and guidance to take action. You can listen to someone tell you a million things, but if you don't know how to move forward, if you don't know how to put it into actionable steps, you will stay stuck. As the Leo, as the lion in this new moon energy, it is all about taking action, putting in the work, okay? Maybe for a long time you have dreamed, you have envisioned. Maybe some of you have been writing. Maybe some of you have been thinking and creating vision boards. Now is the time to take action. But before you can take action, make sure you're taking care of your body. Make sure you're sleeping. You're putting the right things in your body so that you can be energized in order to take advantage of any opportunities and to tap into your creativity, right? So that you can think of these great ideas. And all of this is surrounding the present moment. Okay, so let's see what else wants to come out. Ooh, this is a lot of cards at once. Because this is so much, it's only 3, so we'll go with it. We got confrontation with reality, number 26. Confrontation with reality. We got realism. And we have the Empress. Okay. So before I even look at the messages around these cards, I'm already feeling the confrontation with reality is change. Realism, change, right? Excuse me. Earlier, I was talking about how when things begin to change and you have to step into your power, you have to step into your truth, things get real. Okay. I can't help but see that there is reality, the word real there, and realism here. So that's real and real twice. Okay. So I'm already hearing things are about to get real. Okay. And what does that mean? Right? Confrontation with reality, stepping into the truth, seeing things the way they truly are. Right? Then we have the Empress, the divine goddess, sitting on her throne. Okay. Fertility, abundance. Okay. High authority. You don't get to this level without being real, without confronting the things that you need to confront, like your physical health, sleeping good, your finances. These are real things, right? These are things that we need to look at in order to confront our reality, right? Look at these things in the present. I want to see what the message is for this one. Here it is. Just want to see what they're saying for this deck. It says, the evolution of consciousness requires confronting our beliefs with the reality of experience. Okay. Confronting our beliefs with the reality of experience. Okay, this reminds me of what's happening collectively as we are going through an evolution on the planet, where a lot of people are starting to strip away the false identity, starting to step into more of a spiritual perspective, starting to regain their sense of spirituality and identity of self, spiritual sovereignty. That's what I'm hearing, right? When you confront reality and see that maybe you've been taught a bunch of lies, maybe you've been programmed to believe things that aren't true, right? Maybe you've had to break away from religious and traditional structures. And now it's starting to get real that these things that you put your faith in, these things that you put your hopes in, are not really there to support you, but to keep you small. That is a realization, okay? Then we have realism. It says, do not handicap your present by imagining a future that does not exist. Wow. So that's present twice. So our first card out was present. So confront reality, be real. Do not handicap your present by imagining a future that does not exist. So this again is reminding me of, are you being real with yourself in this present moment? Because a lot of times people can create illusions, right? Out of fear, create illusions out of safety, create illusions and create realities that are not real. Okay. And Spirit is saying the time for that is over. Okay. It's time to get real about the things going on in your reality now. Right? I'm thinking about like when I was younger, you see people that are successful. You see people that, say for instance, I'm seeing somebody working out and they're physically fit. They have these muscles. They're looking good, right? They're in high shape. And you see them, you're like, whoa, they look nice. I'm gonna get like that right there. Yeah, I'm gonna get like that. Like a person says that. And they go about their day and go about their life and they never go to the gym. They never pick up weights. They never get a membership. They never walk. They never eat anything healthy. How do they expect to get to that level or anything close to it? Right? How do you expect to be successful if you won't look at the things that you're doing that could be preventing your success, right? Like not sleeping, financial issues, not budgeting, not having your money right, right? Not being physically fit, not eating right, right? Eating things that are tearing away at your third eye, that is messing up your mental, right? That causes depression. There's a lot of food that causes depression, blocks your third eyes, makes you numb and sedated so that you can't be creative, so that you can't take advantage of new opportunities. It makes you sluggish, it makes you tired, it makes you weak. And ultimately, all this takes away from your health. Are you going to be real about that? Or are you going to create an illusion and say, well, I don't eat that bad. I'm not overweight. I'm not obese. Like, you can make all those excuses, right? But at the end of the day, are you being real with yourself, or are you creating an illusion for yourself? That is what I'm getting from this. Okay. And the energy around this message, like, this is not going to be for everybody. Like, you have to be good with yourself. You have to be brave, bold, and courageous to take this message. Okay. Because this is already reminding me of Leo, of that lion, that truth speaker, that truth seeker, right? Me as a lion, as a Leo, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm not going to be the person that, talks behind your back and, say that, oh man, did you see so-and-so? Did you hear? No, I'm gonna be the one like, hey, let's talk about this. Let's address this, right? A lot of times people don't want to hear it. They fight it. They get mad. They reject it. They leave. They don't want to hear it. But guess what? It doesn't change the fact that the truth and the reality is those things needed to change. Those things needed to heal, right? If you can't take truth, if you can't take this heat, some people will get out of the kitchen, okay? But I encourage you to take it. Excuse me. I encourage you to take the heat, because that heat, that fire, it is going to make you a diamond. That pressure is going to make you a diamond. No one gets to success and gets to a level of authority and power or the empress with being fake and lying to themselves and believing in illusions and just doing things against themselves. Okay? No one gets to that. Now, if you're going to stay for this message, buckle up, because I already feel Spirit's energy is like, it's like a no nonsense energy. Okay? When Spirit says be real twice, that means illusions have to break down. That means lies have to get out the way. That means shadow work has to be done. You have to look at yourself in the mirror. You have to confront your reality, right? In the present moment. Don't focus on the past, right? A lot of things have taken place in the past. Yes, you may have been through a very hard journey. You may have been through people lying to you and creating smoke screens and gaslighting you and all these things. But will you do the same to yourself, or will you be real? That's the question. All right. This is already some fire energy. I feel the heat, okay? And I'm a little warm, but I can feel that fire Leo strong authoritative energy that's saying, look at the truth. And look how the Most High Spirit will come through to validate everything I just said. Boom. Deceptive shadow. With 5-5 as the number, which is 10, and massive major change. Deceptive shadow. Look at that individual there. That is someone who is living in the shadow, who is being deceived probably by themselves, deceived by theirself, has lied to themselves, has not told themselves the truth, will not look in the mirror. I can't help but to see his hands down in his hands because he won't look up. He won't look within because he is being deceived by his shadow. Whew. Now that is what I call confirmation. So Spirit is saying shadow work. I said a moment ago, in order to receive this message, you have to be willing to do the shadow work. And I want to just see what this deck says about this image. The one who attacks you does not speak of you, but of themselves. That's the one who attacks you does not speak of you, but of themselves. So that's projection, right? Someone who is willing to project and talk mess about someone, right? And they're not happy with themselves, so they're projecting it onto someone else. But I can't help but to see that this person, they won't look at themselves, right? The same person that's talking about somebody else, that's willing to point the finger at someone else, is not doing the work for themselves. So they're being deceived by their own shadow. Okay? And Spirit is saying, don't do it. Confront your reality. Confront your reality. It says confrontation with reality. But at the same time, I'm hearing confront your reality. Look, see that light? You see that darkness in the back there and that moonlight? I can see the moonlight. That man in that figure, he's going out to confront the night. He's holding his light. He's going out into the night, into the darkness to see what he needs to see. Okay? We have realism. Be real with yourself first. Okay? Let's see what else wants to come out. It's powerful. It's powerful. And don't be afraid, okay? Don't be afraid of the heat. Don't be afraid of the truth. If anything I'm saying here in this message, if you've made it this far, if you feel triggered, that is the healing. If you feel a little discomfort, that is the healing. That is how you know this message is for you, right? If you feel a little defensive, that's okay. That's how you know this message is for you, right? If you are willing to take the pressure, if you are willing to look in the mirror, to face the reality, to harness your shadow energy, then you have what it takes. You are channeling and you are taking advantage of the Leo new moon energy, okay? Because that bold, truthful, action-oriented energy did not come to whisper or it did not come to be shy. No, it will be bold and it will be hot and it will be in your face, okay? So confront what you need to confront, okay? Look at that. The moon. Beautiful confirmation. And today is the new moon. Look at that right there. This is telling me that the moon is here to support you. This energy is here to support you, to support your growth, okay? She's basking in the moonlight. Then we have serenity, okay? Look at the moon in that picture. Beautiful. Going within, knowing who you are, grounding yourself, looking at yourself, right? This is also a very powerful time to go within, to be real with yourself, to harness this power of this moon just as she is. She's harnessing the power of the moon in order to see what she needs to see. The moon usually hides things and it reveals things that hasn't been hidden, okay? If you're trying to hide things, the time is up. Do not hide things from yourself. Do not put your hands over your eyes and put your head down and avoid looking at what you need to see about your own self, to see about your circumstances, to see what you haven't done to take care of yourself. Spirit is saying, look at this individual. Do he look like he's working out? Do he look like he's sleeping, that he's taking care of himself? Do he look like he's financially fit, physically fit, mentally fit, emotionally fit? No. And those are the cards that came out earlier. What do I need to do to take care of myself, to have wellness, to have financial health, to sleep better? Get real. And then we have love. We have love there. And that, I'm going to take the message of self-love, because with all this get real energy, this is about you getting real with yourself and loving yourself enough to do what it takes. Okay? Yes, we got desires and needs. Look at her. We have another person looking a little down and out. Those desires and needs. What do you need? What do you desire? What are you missing? Not just physical love and companionship. What are you missing for you outside of that? Okay. A lot of times we want people to come into our experience and have all this passionate love and external love, but we're not taking care of ourselves. Okay. We're not pouring into ourselves. We're not doing the things we need to do to be good with ourselves. Okay. This is what this is asking. Do you think someone who looks like this will be attractive? And I say this is a spiritual, look at this from a spiritual perspective. Maybe some of you are looking like this spiritually. Maybe your aura looks like this, right? Maybe your vibration looks like this. But does this person look like they're ready for love? Do they look like they're ready to be in a relationship? No way. Okay. So we're going to follow up with some traditional tarot. Wait, before we do that, let's actually tap into this moon, the moon magic cards that I have here. There's a little bit of moon magic cards. See which message wants to come out, which card wants to come out. Have the moon on those cards. It's beautiful. See which one wants to come out. All right. All right. It says, now is a time for focusing on finances and practical matters. That's finances twice. Okay, so it's Taurus. It's money. Now is the time to focus on finances and practical matters. All right, so we got finances twice. That's Leo, the money, the abundance. Then we got dark moon. Spend time in contemplation and meditation in order to seek greater understanding of yourself and those around you. That is the same as serenity. Look at that. Yes. Spend time in meditation and contemplation. Okay. This is that get real. Go within. Look at yourself. Okay. Then we have moon in Cancer. Spend time with family or helping others. Avoid situations that can drain your emotions. Okay. That's love. Oh, I'll show you that one. The Cancer, that's your emotions. That's your feminine energy, right? That's also, yes, divine feminine energy, fertility, family. Okay. Then we have moon in Pisces. Beware of indulging in negative or depressive tendencies. Okay. Beware of indulging in negative or depressive tendencies. Earlier I said, what would be beneficial for my physical wellness? All right. This energy matches this card here. All right. Don't be this person. Don't be this person indulging in addictive behaviors and doing things against yourself. Okay. Make time to focus on your own spiritual well-being and connect to the metaphysical world around you. All right. We have the cat. So these are the messages of the moon. The messages of the moon are saying it's time to take care of yourself. Beware of negative energies. Avoid confrontation. Now's the time to focus on your finances and practical matters. Okay. And we have, now is a powerful time to set long-term goals and sow seeds for the future. Under this powerful energy, it is a beautiful time to set intentions, right? Earlier, we talked about writing things down. Write down what you want to see for your future. Write down the things you want to do. If you haven't worked out in years, you haven't been doing the best with your budgeting, you haven't been sleeping well, write these things out. Say that I want to take care of myself. I want to be in alignment with my health and my wellness. I want to get real with myself. I want to look at the things for what they are, and I don't want to lie to myself. I always journal about being clear, being able to see clearly. One thing I've learned on this spiritual journey is that I've seen spirits, I've seen people get overtaken by disillusion, by illusions, by fantasy, by false realities. When that happens, it is so hard to connect with those people. And I always have compassion for them because I understand something within them has made them feel like they need to protect themselves at all costs by creating a alternative reality of what the truth is. It saddens me because that reality is going to give them a hard truth at the end. It's going to teach them a hard lesson because they would not look at the truth. Okay? Don't let that be you. This card right here stands out because if you lie to yourself, you deceive yourself, you mistreat yourself, you create illusions when people try to tell you the truth, you project and blame others and you're the victim and all of that energy, this is how you end up. This is how you end up sitting alone, being depressed and held captive by your own mind because you won't look at the truth. Okay? This truth comes in many forms. It comes in the forms of how you feel about yourself, being able to hear and understand what people say about you and what parts of it is true. I'm not saying that everybody has a accurate opinion of you, especially if you just got out of very karmic energy. A lot of times when you're dealing with karmic people in toxic relationships, they will gaslight you, lie on you, manipulate you, and say a lot of hurtful things about you. But even if those things are not true, if you don't do the inner work to heal those wounds, you will start to believe them. And they will have an effect on your energy, on your mood, on your perception, on your reality. Okay? A lot of times we leave those type of relationships and we have low self-esteem. We have low self-worth. Okay? I will link some additional tools for healing and self-love in the description below, because what Spirit is saying here is you need to work on you. You need to be real about you. You need to focus on you, and it's all attached to your finances. Okay, we'll come in with some of these traditional tarot cards here. And I just want you to know that I am very, very proud of you. I'm rooting for you because this path is not easy. Okay. When you decide to confront your reality and when you have a confrontation with reality, it will make you question your entire existence. It will make you question your name. Okay. You will question your parents, meaning the identity of your parents. You will question society. You will question everything. But That is a beautiful place to be. Willing to research and willing to break away from what everyone told you to believe and what they told you to think and what they told you like, right? So many people right now are breaking away from the religious structures because they're starting to wake up spiritually and realize, wait a minute, this is not supporting me. This is not helping me. Okay? I need more. And it all starts with going within. Being able to realize, oh, my mom, my dad, my grandmother, they taught me this religious structure. They taught me this tradition. It's what I believed I was supposed to do. It's what I was taught. It is what I was programmed to believe. And there's a lot of fear surrounding breaking away from it. But when you are bold enough, brave enough to break away and liberate yourself, the journey begins. That's when it's time to look at the reality. That's when it's time to face your fears, to face what you haven't looked at or what you haven't seen before. A whole new world opens up, okay? It is scary, but you can do it. And I'm here with you on this journey, okay? I'm here to support you. I was raised in a traditional setting and I broke away through a spiritual awakening. My mind began to open, my thoughts began to open, my spirit began to ascend, and I started to see things clearer. But I didn't do this overnight, right? This didn't happen overnight. This began for me 11 years ago when I think about it. That is the beginning of my journey. Now I am in a more confident place where I can feel supported and confident and encouraged with stepping out and sharing my heart and sharing my spiritual beliefs, right? But it didn't happen overnight, right? But now the collective is going through a massive change. And this may happen for some people overnight, okay? You may start feeling the symptoms and signs of ascension and awakening. If you're breaking away from the traditional standards and you need support and help, do some research. Start researching the things. Start looking up the things you've been taught. We are in the age of the Aquarius, and this is the age of truth, truth, truth. Anything you question now, there's an answer for. Okay? You can't believe everything you see online, but that's why you take the time to go within, right? To meditate, to sit with yourself, to listen to your inner voice and find that serenity, okay? Let's see what messages want to come out. Any other messages concerning this reading? Stepping into truth, power, realism. Okay, we got teamwork, the Three of Pentacles. Apprenticeship, learning, studying, growing. Hard work, commitment, building on success. Collaboration, determination, goals, dedication, attention to details, achievements, okay? This is already reminding me of the work that need to put in. The work that needs to be put in, but I'm seeing that you're not going to have to do this on your own. As I said, the collective is coming into the spiritual awakening. These are people coming together and learning and researching what it means to go through a spiritual awakening, what it means to rekindle your relationship with yourself, to love yourself, to have spiritual detoxing, right? This is a collective thing. The top word up here says teamwork. Okay. People that subscribe and connect with my channel, we are a team on this journey. I am very new on my path of awakening, in a sense of stepping out, tapping into my spiritual gifts, learning my spiritual gifts, right? Being confident enough to even talk about them. I am very new on this journey. The beginning of the journey started 11 years ago, but over the last month or so, I would say, is when I've been brave enough to step out, okay, into spiritual sovereignty. So don't think you have to be alone, and don't think that you are alone. Please let me know. Comment below what you think about what I'm saying, and how do you feel on your spiritual journey at this time. I would love to know. I would love to connect with you all, because this channel is centered around coming into alignment with my team, with my soul family, okay? All right. We got Two of Pentacles, balance, multitasking, juggling, priorities, okay? Ups and downs, skillful handling, profit and loss, okay? So this is he looks like he's juggling some things. So what I take from this is the juggle of truth and a lie. The juggle of illusion or reality, right? Are you going to be real with yourself, breaking away from the traditional way, or spiritual sovereignty? Like, this is how it might feel for a while. You're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But that is why you're being called to get real. Look at things for what they truly are. Okay? Okay, teamwork, balance. And maybe this is saying that it's time to come into balance, right? Because the only way to be real with yourself, or to truly live in reality, is to come into a balanced state. Okay. What other messages would you like? About quantum reality. What do we have? Ooh, these cards. All right. Independent wealth. Listen, this is the third time money. That's money, money, money. Okay. Yes. 9 of Pentacles. Independence, success, financial stability, security, profit, prosperity, wealth, property, abundance, rewards through hard work, collecting on investments, thriving, business, status, freedom. Yes. 9 of Pentacles. Money, 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 money. That's what I'm hearing. So that's 3 times, okay? We got money, money, money. All right, so it's time to level up in the material world, okay? If all this money is on the board and you're getting ready to take action, it's telling me that you have decided to be real with yourself. Okay. You don't get financial abundance and be able to tap into your money and tap into your material wealth until you've done the spiritual work. Okay. Long-term money. Okay. I'm talking generational money. Okay. Money that's not going to just come and go. Money that's going to be there long-term, multiple streams. Okay. Yes. Budgeting. Got budgeting here. So that's the money again. The 4 of Pentacles, holding on to people, possessions. Okay. Financial stability, financial security, saving big for purchase or retirement. Okay. Money. All right. That's what I'm talking about. That's 4 times. And then we have the Hierophant. Traditional values, conventional, marriage, commitment, knowledge of sharing, social groups. Okay, some of you guys have a lot to teach. Teach others. Okay. What I'm getting from this is there's something tied to your journey, to your path, that is going to make you a lot of money. A lot of you are teachers, right? There's skills and things that you have that can put you in the Hierophant position that's going to make you a lot of money, okay? Because money has came out over and over and over again. And look at that there. Leo, strength card coming through like, yeah. Okay, I love that. Inner strength, courage, bravery, confidence, compassion, overcoming self-doubt, focus, persuasion, influence, taming the beast within, harnessing instinct, desires, proper channeling of the libido. Okay, so Spirit is saying you have what it takes. You have something that you can teach others. You're also awakening to the truth, right, of things you've been taught. You have the strength to be bold and courageous, to take advantage of these opportunities, because all this money on the board is stepping you into the next level. Okay, we got the strength card comes out like, yes. We'll take one more from this deck. See if one more wants to come out. All right. So we have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords, the Chariot. Okay, so any conflicts or betrayal or tension or hostility, all that type of confrontation behavior, okay, all that confrontation behavior is going to be put behind you, because we have the Chariot, which says victory. Okay, victory, overcoming obstacles. So if you've been through some heartache, if you've been through some people coming up against you and feeling defeated and aggression and all this stuff, disagreements and isolation, all this type of stuff, you are gaining victory over it. Okay, you are gaining victory over it. And it's quite interesting that this card said those who talk about you, they're not talking about you, they're talking about themselves. So part of this is those people in that 501 energy is going to see you in the Chariot going towards your finances, going towards building your wealth, building your body, building your health. You're not focused on that energy. You're not focused on those people. And then you have Knight of Wands, passion. That's that fire. That's that Leo, okay? Quick decisions, active, energetic, negotiators, okay? Look at that. Passion. Being passionate, going towards what you came here to do. Going towards what you came here to be, okay? Yes, I love that. I love that. So we have this deck here. Let's tap in with this. Let's tap in with this deck here. See what messages want to come out. Forgot all about the frankincense. All right. See what wants to come out. This deck here is an oracle deck. See what messages want to come out. We have honor the contract. Some lessons were written before you arrived. Facing them now completes the soul agreement. All right. This is another card with facing the reality. He's going towards the light. Going towards the light. Honor the contract. Some lessons were written before you arrived. Facing them now completes the soul agreement. What are you avoiding? Right? What are you not wanting to look at? Okay? Change your fate. Your story isn't fixed. It's unfolding. With every choice you make, claim your power and write a new ending. What? I said earlier, get that pen and paper out. Time to write it. What do you want? Time to start journaling, writing out what you want, writing out what you desire. What do you need? Right? Journaling and getting clear on your thoughts, on your mind. facing your truths. A lot of times we keep stuff in our head, right? We keep things that has happened to us in our head. We keep too much in our head. Write it out. Clear as day. That book is huge, okay? And some of you have a lot that you can teach others by writing and expressing your truth. Some of you might be ready to write a book, which could definitely bring in all this money that's on the board, okay? I take that message for myself. I had a dream of me writing this book, and I was in this stadium of thousands and thousands of people talking about the book. So I take that also to remind myself of my own dreams. Thank you, Spirit, for that message. All right. Let's see what other messages need to come out here. Says, accept your destiny, embrace the unfolding of your journey. Trust that each moment is leading you to your true path. All right. It's time to trust. Earlier, we were talking about breaking away from different structures and coming into reality. Once all that stuff happens, things shake up, things change. You start moving, you live in new places, you have new friends, and your whole world may be tore down. But it's all leading you to your destiny. It's all leading you on a new path. You see that sun, right? He's going somewhere new. He don't probably know exactly where he's going, but he's going somewhere new, okay? And that is you. Accept your destiny, okay? Accept that this is something new, that this is a new path. See the karmic reflection. Every person you meet reflects something within yourself. Learn from what they mirror back to you. Yes, I love that. This is talking about those lessons, right? You break out of those karmic relationships, you leave people back and you leave people behind. Don't forget the lesson. Don't forget what they taught you, because this is how you turn your pain into purpose. This is how you turn your pain into power. But most of all, how you turn your pain into money, okay? Into that independent wealth, okay? Make sure you sit and take the karmic lesson and see what you need to see and learn what you need to learn from people, okay? Let go of judgment. It says, judging others only keep you stuck in the past. Embrace compassion and release judgment. That's right. Don't be sitting there focusing your energy and time on talking about other people and what they've done and how they've hurt you and how they this and how they that. Spirit's telling you, focus on you. Start writing a new story. Start creating a new reality. Okay? Let all that stuff go and know that you have something new. Okay? You have something new ahead of you. All right. We're going to take a sacred feminine message. Let's see what the sacred feminine wants to say. All right. Ooh. Take a warm bath. All right. Cleanse your energy. Okay. Take a warm bath. Okay. So sometimes you got to cleanse your energy. Relax. Okay. Relax. All right. We have a lot of fire energy here. So be able to be balanced and tap into your masculine and your feminine energy. Okay. Take a bath. I usually use Dead Sea salt or Epsom salt to cleanse my energy, to restore my energy. Then it says, ask for guidance. Ask for guidance. Okay. Shay. Okay, those are beautiful. All right, we got golden future. see any messages that want to come from the Golden Future deck. And we're just elevating this message, harnessing the power of the Leo new moon. What guidance do we need at this time? How can we elevate this message? Okay, work, satisfaction. Seek that which fulfills your soul. He's doing art. I love that. We got art, we got writing. Earlier I said we may have some creatives, that creative energy, right? Art is another form of expression, right? Some of you may be artists and also can make a lot of money from your art. Okay. We have writers, we have creatives, right? As you begin to heal and you begin to tap into yourself, forgive others, learn the lessons, you start tapping into these gifts, right? It says expand your right brain creativity. That came out with work satisfaction. Okay, so that's our feminine energy. All right, beautiful. Look at the light bulb. That light bulb, that's going to make you a lot of money. Okay, that creative thinking, that idea you have, it is here to remind you you have something great to offer this world. That Hierophant that came out earlier is a reminder that you're going to have a light bulb moment, and it's going to remind you of who you are and what you came here to do, what you came here to bring. Okay, I love that. We'll take one more for this deck, and then we are going to take an oracle message to wrap this message up, because I think it has truly been fulfilling. Okay, take care of yourself. I noticed as we layered the cards, we went from physical health to mental health to emotional health to financial health. Now, as we are on the top layer, we're tapping into creativity. So this is a blueprint, okay? If you need to, please feel free to rewatch this reading, because I'm seeing it elevate as like stair steps. It's going level by level by level. Spirit is giving you the real formula. We got real when earlier those two cards came out. The real formula. What do you need to do to tap into this energy? Okay, these are the steps. Okay, this is how you take action. Yes, this is how you take action. Remember, the Leo energy is about taking action, putting in the work. Yes, it says illuminated masters, be a spreader of love. Look at that. This reminds me of tribe. Okay, soul family coming together, spreading the love, spreading the light, supporting each other. Okay, that is beautiful. This deck is called Golden Future. Okay, then we have creativity, express your soul energy. Once again, look at that. Passion, creativity. Look at all of that. And what is that individual doing? Meditating, going within. It looks just like the Serenity card. Figuring out who you are and what you came here to offer this world. You are a creative. That right brain energy, that right brain activation, your divine feminine energy is connected to your creativity, right? And look at that. Music. Yes. Bring yourself into divine harmony. More creative energy. Okay. I can't help but to think that we have cleared some energy. We have already cleared some things, right? We started taking care of ourselves. We started tapping into our gifts, forgiving and healing and moving forward. And look at this. And you know what I see here? Money. Money, creativity. We got writing, money. We got art, money. Okay. Educators, money. Look at all that. Money, 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 money. Where are my creatives at? Right? Yes. That is what's on the board. Don't let anyone tell you that your skills, your gifts, your talents cannot make you money. You are successful. You just have to believe in yourself. You just have to put yourself out there and share what you have to bring to this world. Okay? There are some very creative beings here. And if you are a creative, you know the importance of intuition. You know the importance of tapping in and being in sacred spaces and having good people around you. Creative people need good energy. I hear that saying, all I need around me, good energy. All I need around me, good energy. That's what I'm hearing, okay? Because all this beautiful light, magnetic energy, yes, the creatives are about to blow up. That's what I'm seeing, okay? If you are in tune with your creativity, your expression, you are about to blow up financially, okay? But you're going to have to you got to put it down. You got to write it out. You got to draw it out. You can't leave it in your head, okay? Some of you need to paint. Some of you need to get you some tools, get the things that you need, and start expressing yourself. I'm hearing your pain into portraits. Ooh, that's powerful. Some of you have the ability to draw, to express with colors, to express with paint, with pencil, with music. Do not block your gifts, okay? Do not doubt your gifts. You have what it takes here. Okay, you have what it takes. Yes. All right, we are going to wrap this with one final message, okay? This is called the Time Traveler's Oracle. I'm going to go with this one because I feel as though your creativity can take you anywhere. I said any world. So I think I was saying anywhere around the world. So, okay. Some of you guys are getting ready to travel. Your gifts, your skills, your ability, they're going to take you somewhere, okay? And the beautiful thing about being a creative, wherever you are, your art is with you. Wherever you are, your art is with you. And in this digital time, in this digital age, it's infinite, okay? It's infinite possibilities of making money through your creative gifts. So get ready. Believe in yourself. Okay, this card asks for guidance. Is here. Ask for guidance. I also feel it's ask yourself, what makes you happy? What lights up your soul? What do you want? Okay, don't be afraid. This is the time to speak it as though it is. Woo, we got vitality, and look at that. The sun. Boom. Okay, we are going to read this message because that is truly how you wrap up a Leo new moon energy with the power of the sun and vitality. Okay. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. It's 4/4, which is 8. Okay, which is August. Okay, confirmation. It says today, let's travel to the sun. Yes, that sun, the star at the center of the solar system. It is the most potent symbol of vitality that we have. Even though physically we can't go there, our spiritual bodies can enter into this radiant mass. Okay. It says, the message, this is truly a time of expansion. Don't hold back. Your ability to sense and respond to the energy fields around you is expanding. The sun symbolizes energy, positivity, clarity, and confidence. Sunshine can bring about self-assurance and joy, vitality, health, abundance, passion, and the love are all expanding in your life. If you've been thinking about stepping into the role of a healer, this is the time. This is also a sign to look to your own desires. Do not be wilting flower. Do not be a wilting flower about letting others know what you need. Allow your emotions the freedom to be expressed. It's important to know that you don't need to run your own resources. Simply allow yourself to be a channel for the life force energy of the universe to flow through you and replenish your soul and the souls of those around you. Yes, vitality. We got the sun. We got the strength, which is 8. And we got 8 again. Yes, so Leo energy is here and is present. That vitality. Remember, how do you tap into this vitality? By taking care of yourself, by pouring into yourself, by eating the right things, by loving yourself, by sleeping good, by tapping into your gifts, by tapping into your power, by releasing negativity, okay? You are the sun. You have what it takes. This message has been amazing. I enjoyed this. Happy birthday. Happy solar return to all my Leos out there. Y'all take charge, take power. And as the collective, we can all harness the power of the Leo. Don't be shy. Be confident. Be bold. Okay? Feel free to check in the description below for additional messages around healing and self-love and additional messages on my channel as well. I love y'all. I look forward to seeing y'all on the next one. Until then, roar. Be the lion. Be bold. Be courageous. Catch you on the next one.